Welcome back to Horoscope TV. If you are a Sagittarius, or if you have a Sagittarius in your life, you need to listen right now. We are looking at the astrological charts for the week of May 4 to May 10th, 2026. This week is packed with massive energy, secret drama, and a huge push for success, and you will want to know exactly how to handle it so you can win the week.
It really is just such a powerful week when you look closely at the sky right now.
Yeah, there is a lot going on.
Oh, totally. I mean, we are going to analyze the charts, tracking the exact locations of the planets, the changing moon phases and how all these moving pieces sort of, well, bump into each other.
Right.
And what we see for you is like a map that covers everything. I mean, the passion in your love life, the stress at your job, the hidden warnings for your wallet, and even how your physical body is going to handle the ride.
I'm looking at the overall shape of this week, and honestly, the best word I can find for it is a roller coaster, like a really fast one.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it.
Because you have these huge climbs where the astro data shows so much fire, so much push, and you feel like absolutely nobody can stop you.
Exactly.
But then, completely out of nowhere, you hit a sharp turn or like a totally unexpected wall.
Right, it just drops.
Yeah, it drops. It feels like the only way a Sagittarius makes it to Sunday in one piece is if they stay, well, incredibly flexible.
That is exactly the right word.
Right.
Flexibility is going to save you this week. I mean, think about what a Sagittarius really is at their core.
They're a fire sign.
Right, exactly. A fire sign. And what does fire want to do? It wants to keep moving.
Always.
It wants to just, eat up the dry grass and race up the hill. It completely hates being trapped or contained in any way.
Oh, they despise feeling stuck.
Yeah, but the astrological charts for this week, they show some very thick, heavy walls dropping right in front of your path.
So what happens if they just try to push through?
Well, if you just put your head down and try to smash through those walls, you're going to get hurt. I mean, the fire will just go out.
Yeah.
But if you remember to be flexible, you can act like water for a second, just flow right around the wall and then catch fire again on the other side.
I love that. Be water for just a second.
Oh, I
So
see.
let's get right into how that plays out, because starting off, the big picture is all about that fire force and flexibility.
Yes, it is.
The week kicks off on May 4, and the charts show the moon is directly in Sagittarius. Now, a lot of people know their sun sign, but what does it actually mean, like in plain English, when the moon moves into your own sign?
So, think of the moon as your emotional battery.
Okay, emotional battery.
Right. The sun is your basic personality, but the moon is, well, it's how you feel when you are sitting alone in your room.
Your inner mood.
Exactly. And the moon moves quickly. It jumps from one sign to the next every couple of days. So when it finally circles back and lands right in Sagittarius, it is like plugging your personal emotional battery straight into the wall socket.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
It is. For you, it brings this sudden, wonderful wave of deep optimism. You wake up and you just feel good. You feel completely ready to handle anything life throws at you.
I know that exact feeling. It is like waking up, opening the blinds, and just seeing bright blue sky after like 3 weeks of freezing rain.
Yes, that's it exactly.
You take a breath and you just feel lighter. You suddenly think, I could run 10 miles today.
Or reorganize the whole house.
Right. You want to call people you haven't spoken to in months. You want to clean out your garage. You want to start a new hobby. It is just this pure charging energy.
It really is an awakening. It reminds you of who you really are. And, that is a great thing on May 4.
Mhm.
But you have to be careful. Because by the very next day, May 5, that happy energy gets pushed into overdrive.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. We are looking at a major power push in the astro charts. Jupiter, which is your ruling planet, forms what we call a square with Mars.
Okay, let's break that down for a second, because I don't want to get stuck on astrology jargon.
Sure.
A square sounds like a math problem.
Yeah.
What is physically happening in the sky? And why does it matter to the person listening?
That is fair. Let's keep it super simple. Imagine looking at a giant circle in the sky.
Okay, the big circle.
Jupiter is sitting at the bottom, and Mars is sitting on the right side. So they form a sharp 90-degree corner, a square.
Got it.
In astrology, when two planets are at that sharp angle, they cannot ignore each other. They are basically bumping heads.
Like they're fighting.
Yeah, fighting for the same space. Jupiter is the planet that wants everything to be bigger. It wants growth, luck, and expansion.
And Mars is the fighter.
Exactly. Mars is the planet of fighting, action, and raw heat. So when they bump heads, That friction creates a massive spark. It practically forces you to take bold actions. You feel this intense pressure to expand your world right that second.
Wait, so if I am a Sagittarius, I already woke up on Monday feeling like I could run 10 miles because of the moon.
Right.
Now it's Tuesday, and Mars and Jupiter are bumping heads and handing me a microphone and a sword.
That is a great visual.
Is there a real danger of biting off way more than you can chew? Like, you feel so good that you volunteer to run a huge project at work, and you promise your friend you will help them move out of their apartment.
Oh, moving is the worst.
And you sign up for a cooking class all on the exact same day.
Yes, you hit the nail on the head. That is the exact danger of a square between Jupiter and Mars. The friction makes you feel totally invincible.
Like a superhero.
Right, you genuinely believe you have the energy of 10 people, but you are still just one person.
Yeah, unfortunately.
So your action plan for May 5 has to be about self-control. You must be very careful not to promise more than you can actually deliver.
That makes total sense.
Because your bright attitude is wonderful. But if you say yes to every single thing that crosses your path on Tuesday, by Thursday you will be completely burned out.
And you'll let people down.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You will end up dropping the ball and upsetting people because you just ran out of gas.
You have to pace yourself, even if your brain is screaming that you can do it all. And looking at the charts, pacing yourself is going to be super important because of what happens the next day.
May 6.
Right. On May 6th, we hit a major pivot. Pluto goes retrograde. Now, we hear the word retrograde all the time, usually with Mercury, and everybody panics.
Well, they always do.
What does it actually mean when a heavy planet like Pluto goes retrograde?
Well, let's strip away the fear around that word. Retrograde just means that from where we are standing on Earth, the planet looks like it is moving backward in the sky.
So it's not really going backwards.
No, it is not actually backing up. It is just a trick of the light based on our orbits. But in the language of astrology, that visual backward motion is a signal.
A signal to do what?
It means the energy of that planet is no longer pushing forward into the world. It is turning around and looking backward. It is turning inward.
So if Pluto is moving backward, we need to move our thinking backward.
Exactly. And Pluto is a very deep planet. It deals with big transformations, hidden power, and long-term changes.
Okay.
For a Sagittarius, this specific retrograde is hitting the part of your chart that deals with how you communicate with your community.
Like your neighborhood or your coworkers.
Yeah, so if you have been pushing really hard to launch a neighborhood project, or you are trying to convince your whole office to adopt a new way of doing things, the astro data is telling you to hit the brakes.
That sounds really frustrating for a fire sign.
Oh, it is.
I mean, if I am fired up from Monday and Tuesday, and then Wednesday tells me to hit the brakes and look backward, my first instinct is going to be to just push even harder.
Which is exactly what you should not do.
Really, just completely stop.
Yeah, because if you try to force your big community plans forward while Pluto is pulling backward, you will just hit a wall. People will completely stop listening to you.
So this is where that flexibility we talked about comes in.
Yes. Your takeaway here is to stay completely open to changing your mind. Let your naturally happy, easygoing spirit lead the way.
Just roll with it.
Exactly. If a team project has to be delayed or a goal needs to be totally rewritten, do not dig your heels in. Just smile, accept the delay, and use the time to review the plan.
Okay, so we are keeping our fire under control at work and in the neighborhood. But here is the thing about all that massive, spicy energy from the start of the week.
It goes everywhere.
It doesn't just clock out at 5 o'clock. It follows you home. Let's look at how all this force crashes into matters of the heart. Because the charts are showing some serious passion meetings, some very weird drama.
It is a wildly colorful week for romance, let me tell you.
Yeah.
We have to look back at May 5, the day of the power push.
Oh, right, the bumping heads.
Yes, that exact same bump between Mars and Jupiter that makes you want to take on the world at work. It totally supercharges your romantic life, too.
Wait, so the planets bumping heads in the sky literally makes your heart bump in your chest?
You can absolutely look at it that way. Remember, Mars is your raw physical drive. It is desire. And Jupiter takes whatever it touches and makes it huge. Put them together in a square, and you get a sudden, explosive rush of passion.
Oh, wow.
You are not going to sit around waiting for someone to notice you on May 5. You are ready to chase after the person you want. You are direct, you are bold, and the fear of rejection is completely gone.
It sounds like that classic scene in a romantic movie.
Which one?
You know, the one.
Yep.
The main character suddenly realizes they're in love, And they don't just send a text. They literally run through the busy airport to catch their crush before the plane leaves.
Oh,
They're
yes.
knocking over coffee cups, tripping over bags, cutting the security line, just fueled by pure unthinking forward motion. They just have to get there.
That is the perfect way to picture it. It is that kind of breathless, excited energy. You might send a very bold text message to someone you have liked for months.
It's just out of the blue.
Right. Or if
Yeah,
you
no.
are in a long-term relationship, you might suddenly plan a wild surprise date night for your partner. You are the one making the move, but you cannot keep that movie going forever. Every movie has to have some conflict.
And here comes the drama. Let's look at the astrocharts for May 6. It shows Venus forming an opposition to Lilith. That sounds intense.
It is very intense, and it can be very confusing if you are not ready for it. Let's analyze the pieces.
Okay, what is Venus doing?
So Venus is the planet that rules love, beauty, and keeping the peace. It just wants everyone to hold hands and be happy.
Nice and easy.
But Lilith is not a planet. It is a mathematical point in the sky that represents our shadow side. It is the raw, messy, untamed feelings we usually try to hide from polite society.
Like the feelings we lock in the basement.
Exactly. And an opposition means Venus and Lilith are standing on totally opposite sides of the sky, looking right at each other.
Like a standoff.
Yes, it creates a tug of war. Venus is pulling on one side of the rope, trying to have a nice, normal evening. Lilith is pulling on the other side, dragging up dark, uncomfortable emotions.
So what does that actually look like in a real relationship? Am I having a nice dinner and then suddenly my partner starts acting crazy?
Yes, or it might be you.
Oh, right.
You could be sitting on the couch watching TV, having a perfectly lovely night, and your partner makes an innocent comment about a coworker. And suddenly, out of absolutely nowhere, you feel this massive wave of jealousy.
Just a pit in your stomach.
Exactly. Or, on the flip side, your partner might suddenly become very clingy and start questioning why you want to go out with your friends this weekend. Lilith brings up hidden fears.
Now, wait a minute. If there's one thing I know about a Sagittarius, it is that they completely despise the feeling of being tied down.
Oh, absolutely.
They are wild horses.
Yeah.
They need open fields. So if a partner suddenly starts acting jealous, demanding, or clingy on May 6, how is a Sagittarius supposed to handle that without completely losing their mind?
This is the most important question for your love life this week, because you are right, feeling trapped is your biggest trigger.
It's the worst.
If your partner gets needy or throws a jealous fit, your absolute first instinct is going to be to run out the front door or to turn around and yell, "You are smothering me."
Just escape.
Right. But the astrocharts are warning you that blowing up will cause deep damage right now. You have to protect your freedom, yes, but you must do it calmly.
So I shouldn't just grab my keys and drive away.
Yeah.
What do I actually do when the tug-of-war starts?
You set a very clear, calm boundary. You look at them and say, "I really care about you, but I need some space for a few hours. Let's talk about this later."
And just walk into the other room.
Yes. Do not try to solve their deep hidden fears in the middle of an argument. Just breathe through the drama. Let the Lilith energy pass. Do not throw your fiery gas on their emotional fire.
Just step back and let the air clear. Because if you can just hold your tongue and survive that weird drama on May 6, the charts show a really beautiful resolution waiting for you on May 8.
Yes, they do. The mood completely changes on May 8 because the moon moves into the sign of Aquarius.
Okay, another moon move.
Right, and we know the moon controls the daily mood, the feeling in the room. Aquarius energy is incredibly cool, friendly, and detached. It is the exact opposite of that hot, messy jealousy from the tug-of-war.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah. Aquarius brings the room temperature right back down to a comfortable, breezy level.
So the storm passes, the heavy clouds blow away. What is the action plan for the listener when this fresh air rolls in?
Use the weekend to completely shift gears.
Yeah.
Stop trying to be heavily romantic or passionate.
Focus on being normal again.
Exactly. Focus on the friendship part of your relationship. Go for a walk and just have interesting conversations. Share some jokes. Be silly.
That sounds nice.
If you can focus on just being really great friends first, the weird tension from earlier in the week will just naturally wash away. Laughter is going to be your best medicine on May 8.
Okay, so we have run through the airport for love, we have navigated the sudden traps of jealousy, and we are finally chilling out with our partner as best friends.
A busy few days.
Sounds like a full week already.
Yeah.
But we cannot just talk about love and fun because the real world still exists.
Unfortunately.
The rent is still due.
Yeah.
And looking at the charts, your work life is demanding some serious heavy attention this week. Let's shift gears and talk about the grind, obstacles, and organization.
Yeah, your professional life is going to require a level of focus that might feel a bit uncomfortable for a free-spirited sign like yours. It all starts on May 5, when that fast-moving moon enters the sign of Capricorn.
So the moon, our emotional battery, drops into Capricorn.
Yeah.
What does Capricorn energy feel like when it hits your work life?
Well, if Sagittarius is the sign that wants to run wild in the woods, Capricorn is the sign that wants to sit in a tall office building in a sharp business suit and check off a list.
Very serious.
Very serious. Capricorn energy is incredibly practical, serious, and grounded. When the moon lights up your daily work sector with this energy, your brain suddenly craves order. You will actually feel a deep need to get things organized.
I think everybody has those moments. It's like when you stare at that one messy junk drawer in your kitchen for 6 months and you just don't care.
Oh, the junk drawer.
But then, one random Tuesday, you suddenly cannot stand it for one more second. You dump the whole drawer on the counter, you throw away the dead batteries, you organize the paper clips, and when you are done, you feel this weird sense of total control over your life.
Yes.
Are you saying Sagittarius needs to bring that exact energy to their desk on May 5?
That is a brilliant way to explain it. Yes. You need to set your desk in order, clear out your email inbox, write down your practical goals for the week, make your lists.
Get the junk drawer cleaned out.
Because the astro data shows that you are going to need a very clean, very organized foundation to handle the mess that is coming your way on May 7th.
Ah, right. Let's look at May 7th. The charts are pointing to a massive roadblock. There is an event happening in Capricorn, and it is called a malefic besieged.
Yes.
Now, I have to be honest, that sounds absolutely terrifying. It sounds like an army is attacking a castle with flaming arrows.
It really does sound like something out of an old history book, but we can analyze the term so it makes perfect practical sense.
Please do.
In astrology, the word malefic is used to describe planets that tend to bring difficult lessons, hard work, or delays. They are not evil, they are just strict teachers.
Okay, strict teachers.
And the word besieged simply means to be totally surrounded with no way out. So when you are malefic besieged, your energy is literally trapped between two very strict, difficult planets.
Okay, so instead of flaming arrows, what does this actually look like for someone sitting in their office on a Thursday?
It looks like a sudden, completely unavoidable delay in your normal business tasks.
Like what?
You might be ready to launch a big project and you are just waiting on one email from a client, but the client server goes down. Or your computer decides to run a massive unskippable update right as you are trying to print a document.
Oh, I hate that.
Or the boss you need to sign a paper suddenly calls in sick. Your forward motion is completely blocked by things outside of your control.
It is exactly like hitting a massive traffic jam when you are already running late for the most important meeting of your career.
Yes, perfect example.
You are gripping the steering wheel. You look forward, and there are hundreds of stopped cars. You look in the rearview mirror, and cars are piling up behind you. You are completely boxed in.
Trapped.
You cannot fly your car over the highway. You cannot drive onto the grass. No matter how much you honk the horn, you cannot force the cars in front of you to move. You just have to sit there and wait.
That analogy is perfect because it highlights the exact problem. You cannot force a solution. You are trapped between 2 points. So the question is, what is your action plan? How does a fire sign handle being stuck in traffic?
If I have a fire sign, my action plan is probably to yell at the steering wheel.
And that is exactly what you must avoid. You have to rely on your famous Sagittarius positivity. You have to survive this day without losing your temper.
It's hard, though.
It is, but if you yell at your computer screen, the file is not going to download any faster. If you snap at your coworkers because you are frustrated, the delay will still be there, but now you will also have angry coworkers to deal with. It will just make the trap feel smaller and hotter.
So what is the actual advice?
Acceptance. Just put on some good music in the car and wait for the traffic jam to clear. Realize that the block is not your fault and you cannot fix it today.
Just take a breath.
Take a long lunch. Work on something else that doesn't require outside approval, because the charts clearly show that the jam will clear up. There is a finish line on May 9.
Let's talk about May 9. The charts show we hit the last quarter moon.
Yes. To understand the moon phases, think of a story. A new moon is the very beginning of the story, when you plant a seed. The full moon is the peak of the story, the big dramatic moment.
Okay.
The last quarter moon is the wrap-up. It signals an ending, a dropping away, a release of tension.
So that massive traffic jam finally breaks apart, the cars start moving.
Exactly. The heavy, stuck energy from May 7 will finally break. That client will email you back. The computer will finish its update. You will finally finish that stressful project, hit send, and you will be able to breathe a huge sigh of relief. The roadblocks are removed, and you can move freely again.
Okay, so work gets stressful, you get stuck, but you eventually get through it. Now, in the real world, when you have delays and stress at work, it almost always bleeds right into your bank account.
Oh, always.
And when I look at the astro charts for this week, I am seeing flashing red warning lights for money. Let's talk about protecting the pouch, secrets, and saving.
Yes, financial matters are going to require very strict discipline this week. You cannot just wing it. We have to look back at May 5 again, which is proving to be the most active day of the week in the sky.
That Tuesday is crazy.
It is. On this day, we have another square. This time, Mercury forms an intense square with Pluto.
Another bump. Mercury and Pluto are bumping heads.
Correct. And let's analyze who is involved in this collision. Mercury is the planet of talking, writing, paperwork, and daily business. It wants everything out in the open.
Very visible.
Right. Pluto, as we discussed earlier, is the planet of the underworld. It rules hidden things, deep secrets, and buried power. So when the fast talker bumps heads with the deep hider, the friction causes hidden things to suddenly pop up to the surface. And because of where this is happening in your chart, it points directly to financial secrets.
What kind of secrets are we talking about? Like finding out someone stole your credit card?
It could be, but it is usually closer to home. It might be a shared bill with a partner or a roommate that someone forgot to pay, and now there is a huge late fee.
Oh, that's annoying.
It might be finding out a business partner was not totally honest about how much a project was going to cost, and suddenly you are on the hook for the difference. Or it might even be a secret you hid from yourself.
From myself.
Like a free trial for a service that you forgot to cancel, and suddenly it charges your checking account for a whole year.
Oh, that is the worst feeling.
Ah.
So let's say I am a Sagittarius. I open my mail on Tuesday, and I get hit with a totally unexpected bill for $1,000. My first thought is panic. My second thought is, how do I fix this fast? I might think the easiest way out is to just take out a small loan or open a new credit card or quickly sign a new contract to get the money to cover the hole. Is that a good idea? Should I try to fix the problem by signing a new deal?
Absolutely not. I cannot emphasize this enough. The astro data is flashing a giant red stop sign here. You must avoid signing any new financial contracts or taking on any new debt right now.
Really? Why?
Because Mercury bumping into Pluto creates a very cloudy, tricky energy around paperwork. People might not be telling you the whole truth, or the terms of the loan might be much worse than they look.
So you could get scammed.
Basically, if you sign a deal in a panic on May 5, you will almost certainly regret it when the dust settles. You have to use strict discipline.
So no new loans, no quick fixes. If a secret bill pops up, you just have to deal with it using the money you actually have in the bank.
Yes.
And those warning lights for money do not turn off after Tuesday. On May 7, the advice is to keep the wallet completely closed.
That is because May 7 brings that malefic, besieged energy we just talked about with your work. The same energy that traps you in a traffic jam at the office also traps your money.
Let me guess. If I am sitting at my desk, feeling totally frustrated because my computer is broken and my boss is yelling, my brain might say, you know what will make me feel better? Buying that expensive pair of shoes I've been looking at online.
Exactly. Retail therapy is a huge temptation when you feel blocked, but it is the absolute worst thing you can do on May 7.
It won't help.
No, the energy of this day is heavy and restrictive. If you buy those shoes, they will probably not fit, or they will arrive damaged, or you will just feel instant guilt because you spent money you didn't have. You must keep your wallet entirely closed. No impulsive shopping whatsoever.
Lock the wallet in a drawer and swallow the key. But it's not all doom and gloom for the bank account, right? The charts do show a bright spot coming later in the week. A bright idea on May 8.
Yes, May 8 is a real turning point. We already talked about how the moon entering Aquarius on this day cools down your love life and makes you focus on friendship.
Right. Well, Aquarius energy doesn't just rule romance. It rules your connection to groups, your community, and most importantly, it rules fresh, inventive thinking.
How does that translate to my bank account?
Because your emotional focus is shifting toward community and clever ideas, your brain might suddenly connect the dots on a brilliant new way to make money. It is highly likely this idea will involve a group effort.
Like starting a business.
Maybe you are chatting with 3 friends, and you all suddenly realize you could start a weekend side business together. Or maybe you figure out a clever way to organize a huge neighborhood event that brings in extra cash. The Aquarius energy gives you a flash of genius.
That sounds incredibly exciting for a Sagittarius. They love starting new things. But wait, didn't you just tell me to keep my wallet locked in a drawer?
I did, and that rule has not changed. You are allowed to have the brilliant idea. You are allowed to get excited.
But don't spend anything. Exactly. You can call your friends, you can talk about it for hours, you can write up a whole business plan in a notebook, but do not spend a single penny to launch it yet. Do not buy the website domain, do not buy the supplies.
Save the money.
The overarching rule for this entire rep is to focus entirely on saving your cash. Write the genius idea down, keep it safe, and wait for a week when the financial stars are more supportive before you actually spend money on it.
I love that approach. Dream as big as you want, but keep your hands off your credit card. Now, I want to pull all of this together, because if you look at what a Sagittarius is dealing with this week,
It's a lot.
running through the airport for love, fighting off deep jealousy,
Yeah.
sitting in massive traffic jams at work, and dodging secret financial landmines that takes a huge toll. Your physical body absorbs all that stress.
It really does.
Let's talk about fueling the fire, adrenaline and rest.
Your physical and mental wellness is going to require very active management this week. You cannot just ignore your body. We need to look at May 5 one last time, because that powerful square between Mars and Jupiter affects your physical health just as much as your job or your love life.
Right, the power push, the planets bumping heads that made us feel invincible. How does that actually feel inside the body?
Let's analyze the physical reaction. Mars rules your literal muscles, your blood, and your physical drive. Jupiter expands it.
Okay.
When they crash into each other, your body produces a massive, sudden rush of adrenaline. Your heart rate might literally increase. Your mind will start racing at 100 miles an hour.
It sounds like drinking a giant 32-ounce energy drink right before you're supposed to go to bed.
Oh, yeah.
Your eyes are wide open.
Yeah.
Your brain and your body simply refuse to shut down. You are just lying there in the dark, staring at the ceiling, thinking about that work project, thinking about the weird argument with your partner, thinking about your bank account. You are just vibrating.
That is a very accurate description. Restlessness is going to be your biggest enemy. You might experience totally unexpected sleep problems, not because you are sad, but simply because your internal engine is running way too hot. You have too much unspent fuel in the tank.
So if I am lying in bed, vibrating with energy at midnight, what is my action plan? Do I just lie there and suffer?
No, but you also cannot just force yourself to sleep. A Sagittarius cannot just drink a cup of warm chamomile tea and expect a raging fire to go out.
It's true.
You have to find a totally healthy way to burn off the fire before you even try to go to bed. You need literal physical movement.
Like going to the gym.
Yes, or whatever gets your heart pumping. If you feel that nervous energy building up during the day, go take a fun, upbeat exercise class. Or if it hits you in the evening, put on your shoes and go for a very long, fast walk around your neighborhood to tire your legs out.
Just exhaust yourself.
You have to sweat. You have to give that intense adrenaline a physical exit. Otherwise, it will stay trapped in your body and turn into severe anxiety.
I love that advice. Burn the fire in the backyard so it doesn't burn down your living room. Give it a healthy place to go. And if you do that, if you survive the week, the charts show a massive reward at the very end. On May 10th, there is a huge cool down. The moon enters Pisces.
This is a profound shift in the energy, and it comes at exactly the right time. The moon, your daily feelings, drops into the water sign of Pisces. Now, water puts out fire.
Right.
Pisces energy is incredibly gentle, quiet, and deeply spiritual. It has no interest in the loud, busy outside world.
That sounds wonderful after a crazy week. It sounds like slipping into a cool bath after you just ran a marathon in the hot sun.
Exactly. This transit takes all your focus and pulls it away from the external chaos. Suddenly, you don't care about work delays, you don't care about the money secrets, you don't want to run anywhere. Your entire focus shifts inward toward emotional healing and deep rest.
So what does the ideal Sunday look like for a Sagittarius on May 10th?
The action plan is to embrace the quiet. Spend Sunday completely at home, close your front door, lock it, and do not invite anyone over.
Just hide.
Read a book. Listen to soft, calming music. Take a long nap. You have been through an intense gauntlet of energy this week, and you must use this watery Pisces energy to completely restore your vibrant, natural spirit so you are ready for the weeks ahead.
Okay, we have a solid game plan for work, money, love, and health. But we are missing one massive piece of the puzzle. Sagittarius is an incredibly social sign. They're always surrounded by people.
Always.
And who you choose to spend your time with this week will completely make or break your mood. Let's look at the Sagittarius social sphere. Allies and energy vampires.
This is crucial information because the astro charts give us very clear instructions on who will lift you up and who will drag you down this week. Let's start with the positive. Your ultimate teammate right now, your absolute best match, is Aries.
Aries, the ram, another fire sign.
Yeah.
Why are they exactly what a Sagittarius needs this week?
We have to look at the ruling planets to understand the connection. Aries is ruled by the planet Mars, and as we have analyzed deeply today, Mars is incredibly active this week, especially on May 5 with that huge power push.
Right.
Because Aries is literally ruled by the planet of action, they are vibrating at the exact same fast, brave pace that you are.
So if I call my Aries friend and say, I have a crazy idea, let's drive 3 hours to go to a concert tonight, they aren't going to ask a bunch of questions. They are just going to say, I'm already in the car, let's go.
Yes. When fire meets fire, it is a spectacular combination. We can analyze why this works so well. Sagittarius brings the big vision, the grand ideas, and the bright optimism. Aries brings the fearless drive to actually do it.
They just execute.
Together, you form a totally unstoppable team. There is no sitting around. There is no worrying about what might go wrong. You just act.
And one of the best things about two fire signs hanging out is the blunt honesty.
That is a very important point for this week. You both speak the absolute truth directly to each other's faces. If an Aries thinks your idea is bad, they will just tell you it's bad.
And you don't care.
Because you are a Sagittarius, you don't get offended. You appreciate the honesty. You can argue loudly for 5 minutes, and then 10 minutes later, you are laughing and buying each other lunch. You never hold grudges.
Is there a specific day when I should make sure to hang out with my Aries friend?
Keep your eye on May 8. We mentioned that the moon enters friendly Aquarius on that day. Both you and your Aries friend are going to feel incredibly social, very light, and ready to explore.
Perfect.
Call them up. Go to a part of town you have never been to before. They will love your wild ideas, and you will feed off their fearless energy. The laughs you share on May 8 will create amazing memories.
That sounds like a blast. Keep your Aries friends close. But every coin has two sides. If Aries is the ultimate teammate, who is the energy drain? Who is the worst match for Sagittarius this week?
The charts are very clear. The most difficult energy for you to be around this week comes from Pisces.
Pisces, a water sign. Why is the dynamic so bad right now?
We have to look at the clash of what you both want. As a Sagittarius this week, you are fired up. You want to run outside, you want to take big actions, you are looking eagerly toward the future.
Right.
But Pisces' energy right now is the total opposite. They want to sit inside a dark room, they want to cry about things that happened 5 years ago, and they want to worry about completely imaginary problems that hasn't even happened yet. Their energy is heavy, inward, and very sad.
Okay, let me push back on this for a second. Sagittarius is famous for being the cheerleader of the zodiac. They're so naturally optimistic. If a Pisces friend is sitting in the dark feeling sad, why can't a Sagittarius just go over to their house, open all the windows, bring them a coffee, and just cheer them up? Why can't we just drag them into the sunshine?
I understand why you would want to do that, but let me analyze exactly why that will fail miserably this week. A Pisces' sensitive nature is so heavy right now that it acts like a giant anchor chain.
An anchor chain.
Yes. If you tie yourself to them, you will not lift them into the sunshine. They will drag you straight to the bottom of the ocean. And here's the worst part. If you try to give them your honest, cheerful Sagittarius advice, if you say, come on, stop worrying, it's not a big deal, let's go out, they will not hear it as you trying to help.
How will they hear it?
They will take it as a deep personal insult. They will think you are ignoring their pain.
So my attempt to be a good, helpful friend actually starts a massive emotional fight.
Exactly. And there is a specific danger zone you really need to watch out for. On May 10th, the moon actually enters Pisces.
Wait a minute. Didn't we just say that May 10th is the day a Sagittarius should use Pisces energy to stay home and heal?
Yes. It is a great day for you to rest alone and use the quiet energy for yourself. But for a person who is actually a Pisces, that moon lighting up their own sign makes them incredibly needy. They will become highly demanding of your constant emotional attention. They will want to call you and talk about their complicated feelings for 3 hours. As a fire sign, you simply do not have the patience to sit on the phone and deal with their endless emotional drama. It will make you want to scream.
Yeah, so the takeaway is pretty harsh, but necessary. Avoid the dynamic completely.
You have to. You are dealing with your own traffic jams and drama this week. You need freedom and you need moments of massive fun to survive. A Pisces brings totally exhausting emotional baggage that will absolutely ruin your bright, sunny mood.
Just stay away.
Protect your peace. Send them a nice text message saying you hope they have a good week, but absolutely do not make plans to see them in person.
Message received loud and clear. Run wild with Aries. Gently avoid the Pisces. Now, we have covered so much ground today. To wrap up all this amazing analysis, let's give the listener their cheat sheet. Let's open up the Astro Toolkit. We are looking at colors, dates, and numbers.
Every week, the shifting charts highlight certain elements that vibrate perfectly with your specific energy. They're like little tools you can use to make the week easier. For Sagittarius this week, the lucky color is purple.
Purple, the color of royalty. How should a listener actually use that in their daily life?
Think about the days when you know you are going to need extra mental strength. For example, on May 7, you know you are going to face that frustrating, malefic, besieged traffic jam at work where everything gets delayed.
Right.
Put on a purple shirt that morning, or wear a purple tie. If you wear a uniform, just keep a purple pen right on your desk where you can see it.
How does looking at a color actually help me?
It acts as a psychological anchor. When your computer crashes and you want to start yelling, your eye catches that purple color. It serves as a visual reminder of your natural power. It reminds you of this conversation. It reminds you to take a breath and keep your famous positive attitude.
I love that. A tiny visual reminder that you are in control of your reactions. And what about the best dates to mark on the calendar?
The two most important dates to circle in red are May 5 and May 8.
Let's recap why. May 5 is that massive bump between Mars and Jupiter. That is the day to harness your physical energy, be brave in love, and push forward, but with the warning to not overpromise.
Exactly. Use the fire, but don't let it burn you. And May 8 is when the moon enters friendly Aquarius. That is the perfect day to cool down, build a deep friendship with your romantic partner, and write down those brilliant new group ideas for making money.
And finally, the lucky numbers for Sagittarius this week. We have 9, 17, 26, 33, 46, and 59.
These numbers are little guideposts. You can look for them in your daily life as small signs that you are exactly where you are supposed to be.
So imagine I am stuck in that awful traffic jam on Thursday, May 7. I am sitting in my car, totally boxed in. I want to scream, but then I look at the license plate of the car stopped right in front of me, and it has a 33 and a 46 in it. Instead of being angry, I can just smile and know that the universe is winking at me. The delay is part of the plan.
That is a wonderful way to look at it. Astrology is ultimately about how you interpret your journey. You cannot control the traffic, but you can control what you look at while you wait.
This has been such an incredible, detailed look at the charts. Before we wrap up, do you have one final thought for the listeners to take with them into the week?
I do. We spent a lot of time today talking about that difficult event on May 7, comparing it to sitting in a massive traffic jam. The advice was to stay positive, don't get angry, and wait for the cars to move.
Right.
But I want you to think about that feeling of being blocked on a deeper level. This week is going to teach you exactly how to handle sudden roadblocks without losing your smile. So when the week is over, ask yourself a hard question. Are there other bigger areas of your life where you give up way too quickly just because the traffic stops moving?
Wow. That is a heavy, amazing question to chew on while you were waiting for the cars to move.
Thank you for listening to this episode on Horoscope TV. Please make sure to subscribe so that you can get notified when the next episode is available. See you next time.